guys, so I am here to do my 40-week update. Today I am 40 weeks and 3 days pregnant. So I hit my due date on Friday and that was really exciting. And you know, the entire pregnancy I've been telling myself, plan on going to 42 weeks, plan on going to 42 weeks, plan on going to 42 weeks. But there's still, you know, that little bit of like hope that day, like this is my due date. I've been counting down to this magical day for months and months and maybe he'll come today. But you know, nothing really happened. I haven't really been having any labor symptoms, you know, that I really notice. Last week, like coming right up to 40 weeks, so it would have been after my last update, I did have some period type cramping at night that woke me up because it was kind of painful and I thought something's happening, but it didn't really go anywhere. And I didn't get checked at my last appointment, but I have an appointment tomorrow and I do think I'm going to ask them to check me. I'm just kind of curious to see what's going on in there, and I know that it has to be taken with a grain of salt, but I still want to know kind of what's going on with my body. So that will be my appointment tomorrow. I have not really been having any other labor symptoms. It does feel like he's much lower in my pelvis. It almost feels like he's in my butt some days. Like he does feel pretty low. I've been having that lightning crotch feeling, but you know, nothing is overwhelmingly strong or anything like that. I have been having stronger Braxton Hicks contractions, but they're not painful at all. It's just that I think part of it is maybe that my belly is so big now that it just feels more intense because the whole belly has to get, you know, hard. I don't know. So that has been happening. His movements have been really good. It's just the same as I said last week. He's pretty active. He moves a lot more at night than during the day. We have been also pretty active, trying to keep moving, going for walks several times every day. We actually played tennis a couple times last week. We didn't really play. I would stand in one spot and my husband would run all over. So I would hit the ball if it comes to me, and if it didn't, I would just let it go. Or I would move a little bit, you know, nothing too intense or anything like that. As far as baby buys go, there are not any. We haven't really done anything because, you know, we're past his due date. We had everything done by now. What we did do on my due date is we set up the co-sleeper, and I actually think that I will take you guys up there real quick and just show you the setup that we have going. Okay, it's kind of dark. It's kind of dark in our bedroom, so you're just gonna have to bear with me, and the bed has not been made yet. So this is the setup we have going. We got rid of my bedside table and put it over there with some baby stuff on it. So the co-sleeper is on that side, which is my side of the bed. Try to show you a little better view of what it looks like. There is some stuff in it right now, which obviously will not be there when the baby gets here. And this is the full size. I definitely could have gone with the mini, but I got this as a gift, so it is what it is. We got these risers from, I think, Walmart, which bring it up because our bed is pretty high off the ground. And because of our bed frame, we are not able to get it flush, so I will be putting like a blanket or something in there so that there's not that little gap. But it is pulled all the way up against the bed frame as close as it can go and then strapped in just like the instructions say. So I just have, sorry, I don't know why I'm so out of breath. I just have some stuff sitting in there right now. You know, my water bottle for at night, a little towel, things like that. But that will all obviously come out before the baby is sleeping in there. So that will be our sleeping arrangement for when the baby comes home. So that is something that I'm actually really glad we got done, because we were sort of gonna just leave it where it was until we got home with the baby and then set it up, but I definitely underestimated how difficult it would be because it was kind of a challenge. We were gonna put it next to my bedside table up as far as it would go, but that just wasn't far enough up the bed. So we ended up taking out the bedside table, moving everything around, and it was a long process. So I'm really glad that we didn't wait to do it until the baby got home, but at the same time now I have to sort of scooch forward a little bit to get out of bed, but you know, that's not that big of a deal. And I think it's gonna work for us. It's definitely, I would recommend if someone else is looking, you could go with the mini. I don't know why the original is so big, because it just seems really big. It works, and a perk of the bigger one is it can turn into a pack and play, like a regular size pack and play, which is really nice. So hopefully we will use it for that, and it's easy enough to take apart and put back together. That is pretty much all I have for this update. Everyone, it's kind of frustrating because as soon as I hit 40 weeks, it's like everyone thinks that is the eviction date. People don't really realize that, first of all, the average first-time mom goes to 41 weeks in 2 or 3 days or something like that. Probably those numbers are changing nowadays because doctors like to push induction as soon as you hit 40 weeks, which is just kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Everyone is like, where's your baby? Where's your baby? When are you gonna have your baby? Is the baby here yet? And it is just driving me nuts because obviously I would love to meet my baby, but he's not ready yet. So hearing questions like every single day asking about my baby is just kind of frustrating. You know, there are some people who say, you know, how's it going or any news, and that doesn't bother me, but it's like when my mom calls and says, have the baby, it's like, okay, I'll just have him now. It is what it is. I'm hoping that he will come soon, but he will come when he's ready. How the plan is, a couple people have asked, when would you induce? How does that work? And I think people seem to assume that if you are going to have a natural birth, that means you're just, you know, going to let nature take its course, and, you know, and they think that you're not going to do what's best for your baby because you don't want interventions, and it's not like that at all. If I hit 41 weeks, we will have the talk of setting up a biophysical profile. That will happen midway through 41 and 42 weeks. I will have 2 NSTs during that week. You know, we will make sure that everything's fine if I were to continue the pregnancy without an induction. And obviously, if something was wrong, I would get induced. You know, I'm not gonna avoid an induction at the cost of risking the baby's health. It's just that I want to be smart about it, and I want to know that it's actually necessary. Because I think a lot of times there are women who say, and this is not about anyone specifically, it's just that with the numbers being so high, but the actual rate of issues being so low, there are a lot of women that say, you know, I had to be induced because, and probably 75% of those reasons that they were told they needed to be induced are just not accurate. It's hard to see all that happening, and then it's hard to explain to someone who has had that happen, well, I'm not being induced, and they say, what if your baby's too big, what if this, and I just say, well, we haven't checked that because there's no reason for concern, and just things like that. I'm getting really off topic, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do a belly shot and end this video. My basic point was that we will have the talk at 41 weeks. What will happen from there? I'm hoping I don't make it there because I really do want to meet him. When we get there, we'll set up the appointments to just check on him, make sure he's okay, and the big question will be, what will we do at 42 weeks? Because after 42 weeks, I cannot deliver at the birth center, and I'm not sure if I would want to transfer my care to their recommended hospital and just risk being induced anyways, or if I would want to try to have a home birth. I am not ruling out a home birth, but I'm a little nervous because I don't know that our house is the best setup. I don't know how quickly we could pull everything together because I still really would love to have a water birth, especially if I had a home birth. But I'm hoping that all of these things are things that just won't come up. So set my whole little rant aside and let's just pretend that none of that is going to happen. I am doing my best to enjoy these last days. We have been eating out, we've been watching movies. We've really been into Big Brother and Dexter, and we have this running joke that the baby will come during an episode of Big Brother, which, you know, isn't tomorrow, but several people have said they thought the baby was coming tomorrow. So tomorrow's August 6th, so like my husband thinks he's coming tomorrow, my midwife thinks he's coming tomorrow, everybody thinks he's coming tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. I will try to update you guys as soon as something's happening if I can. Otherwise, you know, you can always check out my Facebook or my Instagram because I'll definitely be posting on there. But I think that I just need to go ahead and end this video because I can tell that I've been rambling about nonsense for way too long. So here is the belly shot, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Okay, so here is my 40 weeks and 3 days belly. I think he's still growing. So there you have it. I will see you guys later. Bye.